The goal setting process. This is your instructor, Mrs. Quintero del Ran speaking. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experiences of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. This is a quote by Helen Keller. Think about what this quote means to you. We all have a set of values we have developed over the course of our lives, influenced by our environment, our families, friends, and culture. The way we subconsciously build our character is essentially through our actions or reactions and experiences. So the cliche phrase, you are so special because you are unique, is actually pretty accurate. For instance, we're all looking at the same quote on the screen, but when we read it, it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing to us all. Some of us may agree with the statement, while others may disagree. Our perception of what this message means to us is unique to our experiences up until today. And I'm going to add a little plug in here. Part of your assignment for this week is to submit a reflection journal about what this quote means to you. Indeed, most psychologists do agree that two factors, temperament and environment, influence the development of a person's personality the most. Temperament, with its dependence on genetic factors, is sometimes referred to as nature, while the environmental factors are called nurture. In this course, we will review best practices for planning for transfer success, and how much you get out of this course is up to how much effort you invest in not only learning about these best practices, but actually applying them to your academic journey and beyond. The goal-setting process is an essential element leading to success. And that is why this is the very first topic we will tackle in this course. What is a SMART goal? So the acronym SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So many of you may have already heard about the SMART goal setting framework, and some might have experienced this framework without having realized it. For example, if you have ever run a mile, you probably took note of your time. How long did it take you to run a mile without stopping? Let's say it took you 12 minutes. Does that mean that is the fastest you could run a mile? Probably not. You probably set a goal to beat your time next time you ran a mile. Maybe your goal was to run it in 9 minutes instead of 12 minutes. You just wanted to push yourself to run it at a faster pace because you saw others could do it and you knew that you could push yourself to do it. Let's say you're about to turn 21 years old and you're motivated to run the mile faster than when you were 14 years old as a freshman in high school. Maybe you realized that what slowed you down was when you had that side stitch, a sharp pain on the side under the rib cage, and you start practicing proper breathing techniques so that you can go faster without feeling that side pain. You probably did a few more practice runs before you ran the mile again for the purpose of beating your 12-minute mark. And then when you finally reach your goal of running the mile in 9 minutes, you most likely felt accomplished, but also a little curious to know if you could push yourself to run it even faster, right? This is an example of building a habit of setting a SMART goal because you simply want to be the best version of yourself and you want to feel successful. The SMART framework allows you to set clear and measurable goals while encouraging you to think about how you'll get there. Whether you're setting goals for this week or this year, this template can help you clarify your thinking and set up tracking so that you know when you're accomplishing what you're setting yourself out to do. In the example about running, the specific goal was to run the mile in less than 12 minutes, in 9 minutes to be precise. Therefore, it was measurable. The runner would know they reached their goal when their end time for the mile was 9 minutes. The runner reflected on what might have slowed them down the time that they ran it in 12 minutes and figured that their breathing technique along with practice could help them run faster. Running the mile in 9 minutes was attainable. Was it relevant? To the runner, it seems it was, right? It was important for them to prove to themselves they could run the mile in less than 12 minutes by a certain age. That explains their hard work, the practice runs, and the focus on working on their breathing technique, right? While in the runner example, it's not entirely clear, it seems the time deadline for the running goal was to do it before or by their 21st birthday, right? For your SMART goals, you will set specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound elements. And you will practice this over and over and over. That is what successful people do. They don't just use a best practice strategy once. They use it over and over again. The key is repetition. Hence, there is no such thing as failure unless you give up. So why are SMART goals important? When you make goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, you're increasing your odds for success by verifying that the goal is achievable, identifying the metrics that define success, and creating a roadmap to get to those metrics. If your goals are abstract, if you don't know what it will take to achieve success, or if you don't give yourself a deadline to complete steps to achieve the goal, you may very easily lose focus and fall short of what you want to accomplish. So how to make a SMART goal? Number one, use specific wording. When writing SMART goals, keep in mind that they are specific and that there is a hard and fast destination the individual is trying to reach. Get better grades, for example, isn't a SMART goal because it's not specific. Instead, ask yourself, what are you getting better at? How much better do you want to get at it? Avoid vagueness. Number two, include measurable elements. SMART goals should be measurable in that you can track and quantify the goal's progress. Improve my GPA by itself is not a SMART goal because you can't measure the improvement. So ask yourself, how much GPA improvement should I strive for? Half a point, a whole point? Number three, aim for realistically attainable goals. An attainable goal considers the individual's ability to achieve it. Make sure that the measurable metric is rooted in reality. If your overall cumulative GPA is a 2.0 last semester, for example, and cumulative means it's overall, right? So let's say that this was over the last year. To increase your GPA to a 2.5 this semester is a more realistic goal than to increase it to a 3.5 GPA. Of course, you should always aim to improve and you should want to have a 3.5 GPA, but it is not realistic to have an overall 3.5 GPA over one semester if it's been one whole year worth of courses that led to that 2.0. So earning a 4.0 this semester will likely improve your 2.0 GPA from last year to a 2.5 overall, but it will not be able to undo 2 semesters of earning a 2.0 GPA, right? So think about realistic measurements. And number 4, pick relevant goals that relate to your priorities, right? So SMART goals are relevant because they relate to your overall priorities and they account for what's important to you. For example, if is improving your GPA going to lead to more opportunities for you? And is it actually possible for you to significantly boost your GPA given your units completed to date? If you are aware of these factors, you'll be more likely to set goals that benefit you and you'll be motivated to put in the work. A common mistake is that individuals set overly ambitious goals and lose sight of their core priorities. For example, as a community college student, most of you live with your parents and don't have a big tuition fee to pay, right? So if you're working part-time and you make good money, you may set a goal to buy yourself a new car. In doing so, you are creating another challenge or barrier for yourself in successfully transferring to a university by next year. Because now you have a car loan, insurance, and maintenance fees to pay, and you're not ready to pay rent and other college related expenses at a 4 year university. So be careful and make sure that your goals are all relevant to what's important to you now. And number 5, make goals that are time bound by including timeframes and deadline information. A time bound goal keeps you on schedule. Improving a goal is great, but it's not so great if it takes too long, right? So attaching deadlines to your goals puts a healthy dose of pressure on you to accomplish it. This helps you make consistent and significant progress in the long term.